Hey everybody, it's Modern Geek, also known as Van Mara, and we are back with another live video for you. We're back. I apologize again for our lack of streams the last 2 days. I actually threw my arm out. That's why you guys haven't seen me in a hot minute on the stream. But we're going to definitely be on for the rest of the week. We're going to do gaming on Friday like we always do. And I hope you guys enjoy the show. We got tons of stuff to open. We're doing a trifecta, some Magic, some Arcana, some Riftbound, League, Vendetta cards, which was the new set that launched pre-released this weekend. So I have a couple of pre-release kits we're going to play with. And then we're going to keep painting the Red Terror, your crowd favorite, and an Orc tonight. And then we're going to probably jump into some commissions. What's up? Hey, how you doing, man? Sorry that we were missing in action, but yeah, I did the Sunday Pokemon stuff, and then when I came back, I super pulled my shoulder, pulled the muscle in my shoulder. It was so painful. I was basically laid up all of Monday, and then I tried to take it easy, just take a break Tuesday. Figured I'd jump back on tonight, see how we were doing. We'll see how it goes. I may not go the whole stream. We're going to build the Apocalypse model, which we never got to build that other night. So we're going to do a lot of catch-up stuff tonight. That's why it's kind of a broader topic. But I'll paint some Red Terrors, maybe some Orcs. And we'll talk about some GW releases and just stuff on the horizon, too, which I wanted to talk a little bit through some of that. But you know the drill. We're going to open packs at the beginning. Hope you guys are having a good week. And then on top of that, there's just a lot of rain here, which is also frustrating. So we were dealing with storms and other kinds of stuff. So it's been an interesting couple of days. Not to lie. It's been crazy. How are you all doing? All right, I think we're gonna go Lorcana first. Then we'll do Riftbound, and we'll end on the Magic packs, which I'll explain what these are from because I thought you guys would find it boring for me to open up the collector boost, the commander decks these came from. This is, I found some old on sale commander decks, kind of pieced them out, took all of the cards I needed out of them, and then these were the ones that still came with collector booster previews. So we'll see if we get lucky and get some juice in these pre-release. It is Murder at Call-Off Manor, so not as much we could pull out of these, so they're not the greatest. Then we have a pre-release kit from Riftbound, which we're going to have fun opening that and kind of pretending that we went to the pre-release. But let's open up some Lorcana, some more Attack of the Vine, which I am super excited about. There's still a couple of cards I need for my Honey deck, which I'm working on. Technically, I need stuff for my Vine deck as well. This is the first trove that I'm opening of the new set. So troves are kind of, if you're into Pokemon or any other TCG, it's like their trainer box. It's like their bundle. Oh, this one's interesting. So it's always interesting when they're all disheveled in the box. So this, I don't know. This might mean something. Oh, it's honey themed. To go on my honey deck. Yeah, baby. Let's get the honey. I have so many of these dice now because of all the pre-release kits. People are running, they're jumping ship. They saw we were opening up cards. I love when we do because people always jump ship on me a little bit. I don't take it personally. I don't cry in the corner. Maybe I do. Maybe I give a good cry. All right, let's see what we get. This. I have one camera preview open and it's inverted and stuff, and I hate when that happens. All right. I'm a real man. I go down with the ship. Nah, it's all good. I know some people enjoy me opening this stuff. I think it's kind of cool because we got to give TCG some love. I mean, and I do love opening it. So we got to give them some reviews and love. We do tabletop. We do all that stuff. Let's see what we get in this pack. All right, what do we got? What do we got going on here? It's a double dash. I've definitely opened dash before. Um, Beauty and the Beast. So they got Shift 6. I'm going to read them because we've opened dash so many times. You know, the corner to your right is the sad corner. Huh? So you could shift 6, and this could be on top of one of your characters named Belle or Beast, and then whenever this character quests, ready all characters in your ink, ready all cards in your inkwell, and then 6 ink ready other characters. So maybe it's changed since I last. Oh, no, the other colors are still viable. It's not just it's not just purple and yellow. They've introduced a lot of cards. I mean, now with the toys, green and amber are really good. I think the Vine cards in this set will make steel better again. So there's some good stuff to be had. I don't know if I need the piglet for the honey deck. I think I have enough piglets, but all right. Oh, we've gotten so many of this Sprout card. Sprout Experiment 509. We got a Milan Lee. All right, so far nothing to. Oh, I was saying that they made some strides on the other colors. What's up? All right, so far this trove has given us garbage. Garbage. All right, what do we got here? What do we got here? Boo. I've only opened up Boo a couple of times. While you have 5 or more cards in your inkwell, this character gets +2 lore. We got the duo of Darkwing Duck and Launchpad McQuack. They have Ward, and during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, gain 2 lore. Oh, there we go. Yes. I'm one step closer. The Honey Wizard. Would have loved if it was an enchanted card, but I'll take a foiled version of it. Yeah, so this is Shift 3, which you can play on Pooh or Piglet. And this character gets +1 lore for each different ink type character you have in play. So the shtick with the honey characters is that the Christopher Robin that you can play with allows you to play with any honey character, any character with the honey keyword. So you can play with literally all 5 colors of the game. So it's the first time they've allowed you to do anything like that where you break the rules. And you can play with more than 2 ink colors in a deck. So I'm making a honey deck to check it out, see how it plays. But I needed another one of these. That's awesome. We need 4 of them. So I've gotten 3 now successfully. I think that's going to be a really interesting deck to play. And then also, funny story with Lorcana, for all you Lorcana fans, they just released the official rules for really it's in the beta phase, but there is now kind of a commander format for Lorcana. They actually introduced a whole new format, which is called Coconut. So there's like a very small group of commanders you can use, essentially. And it is a singleton format, but it's 60 cards, and it's meant to be played with 4 players, and you go to 25 lore each instead of 20. And you can play with up to 4 versions of the Coconut card in your deck, but everything else is singleton. And you pick 3 ink types, not just 2. So pretty interesting. I definitely want to give that a try. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Oh, you? I mean, so I've made a bodyguard deck. Um, did you make a song deck? A singing deck? I don't know why. I think you probably played that. I would think that you do like a ruby, like burn, a ruby aggressive deck, but all right, let's see what we're gonna get. Oh, we got Windstorm. Oh, the original two sets. So I would think you'd do Steel and Amber, but because if it's the original two sets, they were pretty good colors. I made a bodyguard deck in the original two sets. Windstorm. Deal 1 damage to each opposing character and location. Then deal 2 damage to each opposing character with evasive and each opposing location with evasive. And we got Randall Boggs. He's got evasive while all cards are in your inkwell are exerted. This character gets +2 lore. We got some super rares, but we're not hitting any legendaries in these. I think I do need one more Christopher Robin. So that would be kind of cool. Nope. What are we going to get? Oh my god, Lilo and Stitch. I pull this card like it's my job. I've gotten so many of these. I have 2 now for trade. Shift 3, Resistance 1, whenever this, and then support. So it's actually kind of crazy because they have resistance and support and they quest for 3, which is very, very cool. Hey, alright, I no longer need any more Honey Wizards. That's crazy. Alright, well, I'll have to trade something else for that Pocahontas that person wanted because I literally just pulled the 2 Honey Wizards I needed. How many super rares have we pulled so far? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. If you go online, I don't know if you took a look at the PDF that they have, but they have all of the coconut leaders. That's crazy. I can't believe I just pulled all of the. We got another Boo. Another Windstorm. Ooh, that was weird. Carl's House. Okay. Triple rare pack. Oh yeah, they have a PDF on the site with the demo. I'm definitely gonna try to run it at my store because I think it's a cool format. All right, so far this trove, no legendaries, which is very odd. All right, we got Maleficent and Diablo. Another team. They have a lot of team cards in this set. Shift 5. You may put 5 characters from your discard on the bottom of your deck in any order to shift this character for free. And during your turn, whenever this character exerts, draw a card. We got another Darkwing Duck. All right, interesting. Last pack. This was the super rare trove. We got no other rares. Oof, this is a tough trove. Not a single legendary. Very tough. Another Diablo. Oh, alright. We got one legendary. Quackerjack. Ooh, and we got a Vine entrance, which I do need this for the Vine deck I'm going to make. Which is the first time a Floodborn character moves here each turn, you deal 1 damage to chosen character. There's a triple rare pack, too. Quackerjack. Evil design. When you play this character, and whenever you quest, put the top 4 cards of your deck into your discard. You may deal 1 damage to chosen character for each item card put in your discard this way. So it's kind of an item deck. And then we read Maleficent already. You know what? We're not going out like that. I'm going... You know what? I got a couple more packs. Alright, so for our trove, we got 1 legendary. We got 6 super rares. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rare cards. Not a terrible pack, but man, did we get a little shafted on the legendaries. Like, we couldn't have gotten like 1 more legendary. And obviously, no enchanteds, although we've had some ridiculous luck on the enchanted front. But I'm gonna get more packs because I'm crazy and I wanna have some fun. We're gonna open 5 more packs because I'm nuts. All right, and I said I wanted to take it easy with my arm. I don't know how holding a model is gonna do today, but I'm gonna try. All right, we're gonna do 5 more blister packs that I happen to have, and then we're gonna space out the rest. But I love Attack of the Vine. I'm going to try it. I can make anything happen. Oh, here we go. Beautiful. I will make this my garbage box. Hear me out, though. Okay. What am I hearing out? Oh, it's a King Louis card. I didn't know there was a King Louis card in this. I think that's the first time I've seen that King Louis card. Alright. Oh, we got Carl's House. Once during your turn, you may move a character here to another location for free. If you do, gain 1 lore. Hey, alright. We got the Vine entrance. Shift 7. You can play it on top of any Floodborn character. Your other exerted Floodborn characters gain Bodyguard, which is awesome. So that means everybody becomes a bodyguard in your deck. During your opponent's turn, whenever one of your Floodborn characters is banished, deal 1 damage to each opposing character. So you just load up damage as they hit other Floodborn characters. It's a 10-10, and it quests for 3. It's crazy. That is a crazy, crazy card. But that's awesome, because like I said, 180 clan rats, and oh my god. That's so many clan rats. I love it, though. Yes, we are going to start painting AOS stuff. I'm going to prime my Chaos Dwarves, and we will start painting those. Oh no, I know it's good. Clan rats are really good. I like that. I have the Skaven from the Spearhead box. I was gonna do that. All right, let's see what we can get, guys. Can we make crazy things happen? What do you think? Oh yeah. Oh, we got a Beauty and the Beast, which we know what this does. Super rare. Ooh, we got a legendary Pocahontas. Very nice. It's got evasive. Whenever this character requests, you may return chosen character of yours with cost 1 to your hand. If you do, you may play the character with cost 1 for free. Oh, this is the connected. Okay, so the Maid Marian and the Robin Hood connect to each other. So they started doing this in sets, which is really, really cool. Do you still have the Spearhead on Skaven? Yes, I do. Yeah, I still have it. I have to build the rest of them. It's in my pile of shame. So this, they started doing this where if they had connected art cards, they would do no border, so you could actually put the cards together. So that's kind of a cool little bonus to get in the packs when you get those. All right, so far these packs are a little bit juiced, a little bit better. Now I said that, we're probably gonna get some generic rare BS. I mean, the Pocahontas super rare is not, the legendary is pretty good. Oh, no. I mean, I love, hey, there's your girl. Yasma. No, I actually like this Skaven. Oh. We got Rings of Stone. Your Flowbone characters get +1 lore here. Oh, there you go. Another legendary. Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. Shift. Whenever this character quests, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. During your turn, whenever you discard a character card, and if you discard a character that way, you can play it from your Inkwell. That's really cool because it gets around the fact that you have to sack one. All right, what can we do here, guys? We got 2 legendaries. What was it? 2 legendaries and like 2 super rares in these 5 packs. So these 5 packs were a little bit better than the whole trove we opened. All right, what are we gonna get? We got an Eeyore. Don't need him. Hey, we got a super rare Aladdin and Genie, which actually pulled an enchanted version of this card. Shift. You may play this character. When you play this character, you may put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. If you do, draw that many cards +1. That's a crazy ability. We got another Crackerjack, another legendary. Jesus. So that's 3 legendaries for these 5 packs so far. That's crazy. Like the ratio of what we pulled in these 5 packs is nuts. We're not gonna get anything else. I mean, if I got a Scar legendary, that would be insane. But we're not gonna get anything else. There's no way. Not in these. That's another connected art card. Another Eeyore. Alright, we have Nobody Likes Like You. Sing Together, which means you can tap multiple characters to sing the song for free. Play a character with cost 4 for free. We got a super rare. We got Peter and Tinkerbell. That's a shift. Your characters gain evasive. And that's how we're going to end that on the 5 packs. We're not going to open any more Lorcana for tonight. But in those 5 packs, we got 1 super rare, a legendary, a super rare, a legendary. We got a legendary. We got a super rare. We got a super rare. That's kind of crazy. We got, out of those 5 packs, which is almost a trove. It's a few more packs than a trove. We got 3 legendaries and 4 super rares. Much better odds than we got in our trove, where we got 1 legendary, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slightly better. Because we got 6 and 1 in the trove, but in the 5 packs, we got a total of, what was it, 7? Oh, are you kidding me? Is it the same amount? Oh, it is. Maybe that's the general ratio then. You get about 7 elevated rares in 5 packs, because that's crazy. Alright, well, I'll gladly take it. I'm going to put these guys together just so I can get all my cards in order here. And then I will consolidate them into my bigger. This is awesome that we got the 2 Honey Wizards. No Christopher Robin, though. Let's say, didn't I pull another Darkwing Duck? Alright, Darkwing Duck, and then Peter Pan. Alright. That's kind of awesome. Peter Pan. Alright, so let's see what else we can open. We're going to open a few more cards, then we're going to jump into model stuff. So don't go anywhere and don't pretend like we don't exist. All right, so we took a stroll on Lorcana. We did a little bit more of the new set. We opened up our first trove. Didn't really hit us too much. Oh, who resubscribed? We're going to start off with the pre-release kit for Riftbound. I've been trying to get into Riftbound, but I don't know. I just always seem to have problems. All right, what did we get? I will have to look up more about the Riftbound stuff. This is your pre-release promo, which I don't think I got a good one, but I don't know. River Shattered Champion unit. She's 3 might. When I attack, choose an enemy unit here, deal 2 damage to it for each equipment attached to me. Okay, so that's pretty good actually. This actually might be a pretty decent card because that's actually pretty sick. Now, I guess when you do a pre-release, you get a pre-seeded pre-release pack. I know, model building is tough. I don't like the building as much as the painting, so. Okay, so you get seeded. You get 2 seeded cards. The champion unit and the leader. Alright, so this is just a seeded pack of commons. Interesting. Okay. So my Riftbound folks out there, if you can help me out. I don't know if this is particularly good. I mean, these are regular rares, so. But that's the sort of seeded pack because it's a pre-release. And then you get to open up these packs to see what you get. And this is the new set. This set hasn't. I don't think it hit stores yet. I think they just have had pre-releases. Again, I don't know how synergistic this is going to be with other stuff I have. Ooh, we got something in this pack because I just saw it. Decree of Disorder, which is a regular rare spell. Return any number of enemy order units with total might 5 or less to their owner's hands. That's actually really good in the challenge. Oh, that's a leader we got. Okay. So that's a regular rare. Soul's Reflection. When you empower something else, empower me. Disempower me. Give a unit at the battlefield -2 might. Interesting. Whoa. Oh, there you go. That's what we're looking for. That's okay. I was right. This is the other half of a card that somebody else got. I think they have like dual cards now in this set where the artwork is 2 different cards. But this is a super rare. The Destructive Champion unit. Recycle 1 from your trash. Give me 1 might this turn. Interesting. Alright, so we hit a super rare. We had a triple rare pack on the first pack. It's pretty good. And that's a legendary or epic card. I don't know what they call them. The gold ones. That's really cool. The card, I don't know if my camera does it justice. It's really gorgeous. I don't think it's a secret rare of the set. Oh, it is a secret rare of the set. Because it's numbered outside of the regular numbering. So that is a secret rare. We did pull a secret rare Riftbound card. Riftbound cards just feel awesome because they're a lot thicker than normal cards. So they have a nice feel to them. Whoa. Whoa. Look at that. Decree of Force. Oh, it's another. I'm probably going to play this guy. I like all the Egyptian themed guys. Play it anytime this spell as the ability resolves. Choose a friendly unit that is in combat with an enemy Fury unit. Furry unit. Okay. It gives them +4 might. Interesting. Exerted Disc. Empower. Pay the cost. Empower this. Use only if not empowered. Okay, interesting. So I don't know what empowered does. I don't know. I guess that's a new ability. Is that a new ability that they introduced now in this set? Empowered. They introduced leveling in the last set. But that's pretty dope that we pulled that secret rare card. Okay. Ooh. Hex Tech Formula. This enters exerted, empower gear, becomes empowered, and if it's not already. Okay. Interesting. Glowstones. There's a lot of gear in this set, it looks like. Whoa, there we go. So we got Champion Unit Mel, Newly Awakened. I guess tap 3, empower me, use only if not empowered. Empowered. Your spells and abilities can't be countered. If a spell or ability you control would give minus might to a unit it chooses, it gives an additional minus might. Ooh. That's pretty cool. Alright, so that's like a upper rare. Wow, we got a couple of things. That's pretty dope. I don't know how. I guess I would be doing pretty good on the pre-release because I got the leader and I got... Alright, what do we got? First rare is Rage Amplifier. Empower 6. Empower this. Okay, your units have +1 might. If I'm empowered, they have 2 might instead. Oh, okay, that's cool. It's another leader. Right? Yeah. Eye of Twilight. Give a friendly unit tank this turn. Nice. And tank is the ability. It must be assigned. Basically like Bodyguard in Lorcana. Tank and Bodyguard are like the same thing. Alright, last pack. Yeah, I don't know if I would have done really well. But Empower seems to be the big new ability. I think I'm just getting a lot of leaders, which is like probably the worst thing you can get in a pre-release, so probably would have done badly. So we have Champion Unit, Mel, Deviant Soul, discard a spell, pay this cost to empower me, only if I'm empowered. When I become empowered, banish an enemy unit at a battlefield with 3 might or less. Oh, we got another one of the Reckless. So the same one we got in our pre-release kit. Whoa. That's pretty cool. Ascended. Opponents must pay 2 ruin to choose me with a spell or ability. Empower 8. When I conquer, you score 1 point. So basically, if he conquers the location, you get an extra point. That's really good. That's crazy. This was pretty good because we got a super rare. And we were able to pull a legendary. I mean, I might try to go her if I was playing. It's interesting because I actually could go 2 ways. Yeah, I don't know what I would do in a pre-release situation if I would... Because I got the Vicky... The V... And my leader... Actually, the leader does not play off of that either. So yeah, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I guess I could use all the blue. Yeah, I don't know how I would fare in this pre-release, because I don't know if I would be in good shape. I mean, probably I'd have to go the green route, because there's just more good stuff that I can play in green. But I don't know if I got like good. I don't know if there's enough equipment in here, because I'd be abandoning all of that, and I don't think. I feel like if you don't go with your pre-seeded thing, you probably get screwed in these tournaments. But I'd have to split this up. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, to see this thing. Empowered. While this card is empowered, get the listed effect. Pay the cost to empower this card. You can't use this ability if it's already empowered. Yeah, so interesting. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this set. But we definitely got, like, I think that's a pretty good money card. Because that's a secret rare. All the rest of these are inside the set. They're just the alternate versions. But that's a secret rare. That's outside of the set. Card is dope as hell. So it's like matted. The character's matted. And then everything else is like foiled. So good. Alright, that's our Riftbound fun. Riftbound is the least game I know the most about. I know some of the cards that are good, but I don't know in the meta of this set what was like the chases. Yeah, I could already. This is funny. Just doing the cards, I can already feel my arm tensing up. That's not good. Alright, last but not least, we're going to open up these Magic Collector Booster previews that were present inside of some Commander decks that I opened up, and then we're going to get into Model Fun. Alright, let's see what we get. Alright, first thing in our Collector Booster is Sharp-Eyed Rookie, Human Detective. Vigilance, whatever this creature enters the battlefield under your control, if its power is greater than Sharper-Eyed Rookie power, or its toughness is greater than Sharp Eye Rookie's toughness, put a +1 as a counter on Sharp. That's really confusing. Deduce. This is a common. This is a rare. Yeah, these collector booster previews were always like kind of iffy, but you can get any card in the set in them technically. So we got Forensics Gadgeteer. Creature, Artifact Detective. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, investigate. Activated abilities of artifacts you control cost 1 less to activate. This effect can't be reduced. The mana in that cost to less than 1 mana. Uncommon. Convenient targets. So I think you always get one of these like special treatment uncommons. Enchanted creature, when convenient target enters the battlefield, suspect enchanted creature. Enchanted creature with +1/+1. Tap 2, tap red, return convenient target from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, I mean it's a red for a +1, which is not bad. Yeah, I can see why people didn't like this set. So we at least got 1 rare in each one, but we did not hit any mythics in our collector booster promo. I think the best thing you could have pulled out of this was lands. So I will add this to my rare pile and special cards, but that was kind of anticlimactic. We did better we did best in the Lorcana, but Lorcana's not worth that much, so that always seems like we have done a disservice to ourselves with the Lorcana stuff. All right, so what are we going to do next? We are going to take a look, and I have to go get what we're going to build. We're going to build a model. We did not get a chance to build the Apocalypse model from the Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff, so I'm going to take a stroll doing that. And then I'm hoping we'll do a little bit of building the Red Terror, but I do have to go get both of those things, so I will be right back. And I'm going to also put on a fan so I don't die. Position that more to get me. All right. What's up, Flag? How you doing, man? All right. So I have my drink. I have that. I have that. What else am I missing? I missed a lot of things. Usually. All right. How's it hanging? How's it going? All right. Sorry, guys. I had to run and get the rest of the things we're gonna. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of repair on this guy. Okay. All right, we're going to focus on. Am I too zoomed in? I feel like I'm too zoomed in. All right. We're gonna focus on building the Apocalypse model from the. We're going to be assembling. It's the Apocalypse model from Marvel Crisis Protocol. So I'm going to build him up. He's got some fun little customizable bits. And then we're going to work more on our wonderful big boy. Because I want to get him done so we can start playing him in Kill Team. And then I'm going to maybe work on Orc. We're going to see how my arm does. That's why I wasn't on the last 2 nights. Because my arm was in super pain. I pulled a muscle in my shoulder. And it was hurting like freaking hell. Not going to lie. It was not pleasurable. So I wanted to destroy the world and kill some people because of how bad it hurt. But as always, I gotta just jump on those interwebs to get to their assembly guide. That's the one thing I love. I've said it before. I love Atomic Mass games because they're cheaper, but I despise that you have to. You got to do PDF like in some assembly manuals, but it does help them cut the cost down. So I can't be completely mad about it. Alright, let's see what we're looking for. Marvel Crisis Protocol. Alright, there we go. Sorry guys for the temporary 2 minutes it took me to get that all set up. Yeah, because part of why I want the assembly model is that he has a lot of like customizable bits for weapons and stuff. So I wanted to just have the thing out just to make sure I wasn't doing something stupid when I was putting them together. The next piece is I have to find where the heck I put my glue, because there it is. Okay. Alright, so I need A2 and A1. Alright. I was gonna say most of the time I don't really need an assembly guide for these models, but because they are pretty self-explanatory, so I'm really just keeping it up for when I have to like decide on the bits. But that is something I will give them credit on, that they do such a good job with how they design their models that it is very, I feel, if you've been building models for a good amount of time, it's pretty easy to know what is what. Because they also, like, I guess the way to put it is they do like similar builds. So all their models kind of stem from the same like thought process. And I say it all the time, I love that they have like not only socketing, but they make it so the socketing, there's no way to like put it in the accidental wrong socket, because they make different shapes for everything to make it super easy. So I do prefer that assembly a lot. But yeah, he's got a little bit of nuance and like smaller pieces, so it is good to have the guide with me. But how are you guys doing? How's everybody in the chat doing tonight? Are you all moved yet, Flag, or you're still figuring that out? I would assume by now he's probably moved. Not when I say all moved, he must. I would figure that you made the move, but now have to do the like, physical cleaning and everything else that everybody has to do. That's like the more annoying part of moving. It's like you get there and then you have to unpack all your stuff and. Okay, so. Oh, okay. There's gonna be one of those kinds of assembly nights. I might just leave him be for a second. Sometimes you have one of those nights with models when you assemble and everything just decides to go in like a wonky, weird direction, and it just doesn't like to do what you want it to do, which I am not a fan of. All right, so we have. All right, so what are we looking at? A6. All right, so that's this guy. So A6, and then A6 and A5. Where's A5? There we go. But yeah, this is the Apocalypse model. I really want to get all of the big characters done because I have so many different. Wait, how does that work? Why do I feel like, oh, it's a leg? Damn it. That is a leg. Oh, was that? It probably was 9. Alright, so this I'm going to keep to the side. That's a leg. I messed up. Alright, so. Yeah, this was the 6. Okay. I'm like, that's way too thick to be the rest of his arm. I was like, that don't look right. That looks horrible. Horrible. But see, this is what I mean. I love that it's just all socketed fitted. It just fits really nice. It's easy, simple assembly. And like I said, I'm using the instructions, but I probably don't need them. But I was going to say, let me know, guys, what you're up to. What's on your table at home? You know, I know we heard from Appalachian that the Skaven or something he's got to get back to building, which I totally get that. As you can see, I'm not always really good at building everything I need to build right away and getting things done on my table. Oh, yes. That is the other arm. See, and that's what I love, is you just saw, like, I put it in the wrong arm, and there was really no way for me to do that. So I love this company because they really take time to make sure that you can't accidentally, like, put the wrong model, the wrong part of the model on the wrong piece of it. I got a box of Skaven, some Blood Bowl Dwarves, some Sisters, and I have Trench Crusade. Nice. It's funny, I went to the store I went to when I went on vacation, which I found out is a store that, it was kind of wild, but the game Axis and Allies was actually created in that store. And that gaming store is like 50 years old. It's crazy. And they're called Citadel Game Seller. So they were actually sued by Games Workshop because they were called Citadel. But funny enough, they had the name first. They were in business and established before GW created their company Citadel, which is really funny. But yeah, apparently the original owner of the store created Axis and Allies. No. It is not. I went and checked it. Because I obviously checked what the guy was telling me, but hold on. I will double check it now. I don't think it was Risk. I think it was Axis and Allies. Late 70s, Larry Harris designed the original prototype under the name 1942. first published as a small number in Nova Games Design, owned by Pat Foley of the Citadel Game Store, which is the store I went to. So it's right here. So late 70s, Larry Harris designed the game, and then it was play tested in that store. So first published in small numbers by Nova Designers, owned by... That's crazy. So that's why he said that's why the store is 50 years old, because the original owner didn't do it right away. But yeah, it 100% came out of that place I was. That's crazy. It blew my mind when the guy told me that. I was like, that's crazy. Yeah, because it says late 1970s, Larry Harris designed the original prototype under the name 1942, which is why I think for their anniversary they actually re-released it under that. They like did a special edition that was 1942, and that's how. But yeah, reissued nationally by Milton Bradley reissued the game in 1984, but 1981 is when it was published under the company before Milton Bradley bought it. But yeah, so the guy who owned that store play tested and sold the first couple of copies out of that store, which is pretty wild. Because the owner of the store now is not that original owner. But yeah, I was like, it blew my mind. But yeah, and then they, like I said, they were sued by Citadel because their name was Citadel when Warhammer was called Citadel in the original company. But like I said, they were there first, so they had claim to the name. Really cool guy, really nice guys in the store. Like the store was crazy. There was so much stuff in that store. But he had Trench Crusade, funny enough. I probably could have spent millions of dollars in that store. Like I wanted to buy everything that was in that store. It was terrible. All right, let's build more. Let's build more of this guy. But yeah, the store is officially in Long Hill Road, Croton, Connecticut. Very cool place. And like I said, it was just wall to wall everything. Like it was so much stuff in that tiny little store. Quite honestly, it was overwhelming, to say the least. But and I picked up, so actually this model I'm building right now, so I picked up this Marvel Crisis Protocol model there. I picked up, I wanted the Strixhaven D&D book. I picked that up there. What else did I pick up there? I picked up a couple of single Magic cards, because they had some singles. I picked up another... laser grid for Warhammer. So I have not the line of sight army painter guides, but the one that is it actually creates a line on the battlefield, so it makes it easier for you to see if you are if you're within line of sight between models, because you can run the line between, through the center of the base, and you can see if you have a good line shot. I like to do that for disputes on line of fire or cover and such. So I got another one because I'd rather have two of them, because if we have multiple games going, I like to like give those to players so they can also like, settle their own disputes as well, because it's just like helpful. And then I also have the one that just does a straight, like more of a traditional laser pointer, so you can hold that, by a model, and you can see if like you can see through. Yeah, well now, it's funny. So unfortunately, the person I was playing, who I was teaching Warhammer 2 on Sunday, they were a little nervous to be on camera. Um, so I didn't televise our game, but I did play through a whole 11th edition game. Well, not a whole, but we did like the basics for 11th edition. Um, and let me tell you, that was an experience in itself, because it really did not play well. It was really a pain in the butt, to get it up and running. Basically, if you buy that Armageddon box, it is a farce to how most people who are new to this hobby will not. Yes, the addition. I do like the terrain rules. Um, but the setup of the game now is a little haphazard because of the whole. If you buy that Armageddon box, unless you can go to other sites, or to go to other sites, you can't actually get the detachment lists off of any of the apps or anything, because they're all behind that paywall for a codex. But you can't get the codex yet. So the so it's very haphazard when you're first trying to play, because you don't have all the rules. And then the thing that's very confusing, which they don't define in the rule book and they don't define it on the app well, is the whole uh, so your secondary objectives. Um, so it's still the decks like in 10th edition, where you have an attacker and defender deck, and you still can do fixed, or you can pick out of the deck for other objectives to score, or other things to score. But your disposition, your army's disposition, which is at the beginning of the game, and in a 2,000 point game, you're supposed to get two disposition points, and you're supposed to, and there are listed all these dispositions, but they're all trapped behind a codex paywall, so you can't see any details about them. The only thing you can see about them is that um, you can see the symbol. It's so stupid. So the only thing you can see is the symbol, which the symbol is how you pick the card you need, because based on what you pick and what your opponent picks, it'll point you to another secondary mission. So you can still do that part, but you're kind of arbitrarily just picking a disposition. So what we did, because we were playing the box, basically the box of Armageddon, is I just said we're both going to pick one disposition, and I didn't care what disposition it was. Point wise, we just picked one. But obviously, if I knew what the dispositions actually were, yeah. So that's a pain in that. Like again, going back to from a new player standpoint, not saying from an old player, because I knew, like what Flag is saying now, I knew to do that. Um, but I just made it easy and just picked things out of the cards so that we could just have those things and just play them out, so that he got a sense of the mechanics and how they work, and just got like a crash course in just how 11th edition would work. Um, but a new player wouldn't know to go to any of those things. So it's super confusing, and it's like it's crazy because the quick start. Well, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it determines your primary, and it's yeah. So it's even more important. So it's like kind of a crime that they're behind a paywall. They really should have just been like, or at least if you're gonna sell the Armageddon box, and I made this comment when we opened the Armageddon box, you got to put a cheat sheet in there for all their detachments, like at least for what's in the box. Give them, well, whether it's a starting detachment and it just works with what you gave in the box or whatever, like give them something so that you can go in and play. Just something to cheat that. But there's nothing they give you because they give you the data cards for the units, which data cards are great, but it doesn't tell you the detachment. You know, for the orc side, it just says WOG, which you're essentially playing the WOG, but that's not a detachment. That's a faction. So that's a keyword. So it's like it just was like not. And I mean, luckily, because the new edition is not a complete overhaul edition, I knew how the orcs play because they all have pretty much the same. It's the same rules from 10th for that faction, sort of. But to Flag's point, the detachments were all changed. So you can kind of go and find them. Yeah. No, I know they won't. But it's just that it's very confusing for a new player. I'm just thinking from a new player standpoint. It's just super confusing for a new player because it's like you have a missing piece in the box. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Is that it just feels like you now are 100% missing something you need, and you waste a lot of time in your first game trying to figure out what that is, and you try to look at all, the available resources, I'll call them, and your brain, like, you can't find it because it's not in any of them. So that's just a. And then what is very confusing on what's very confusing on the app is that, like, for instance, with the box, the Space Marines, it seems like you can buy them, but you can't buy the codex for the orcs. So even in the app, it won't let you like buy the digital codex. It just doesn't show up as an option. So that's also kind of weird. So just in general, it's just very confusing for a brand new player. And it makes sense because the orc one hasn't come out yet. Well, they used to on the website sell digital codexes. They did at one point. They did sell like a digital. I know they used to do it with AOS. They used to do it for AOS, and they were doing it for 40K. But so that makes it a little bit challenging and difficult too. Um, yeah, see, I love this. I love, again, I love this company because they're very, very clear about making it so this will not fit in the wrong. Yeah, either you had the old Orc Codex. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, so you either have to use the old Orc Codex, but the problem with the old Orc Codex is that they don't have the new detachments in it. Okay, what the hell? Whoa, what is going on? All right, hold on. Yeah, that's my issue with the with that is that. Sorry, guys. Apocalypse is being a pain in the ass. Part of it is that my arm. So I told you guys I pulled my right shoulder. I pulled the muscle in my arm. So what has been happening to me is I'm finding it really hard to either kind of hold my arm in one position for a while or doing different things. So I have been, I've been just kind of taking it easy. So this is like the first day that I'm like doing something physical with my hands. I didn't even draw for the last couple of days because I didn't want to do stuff that was going to like keep my arm in one position. So just bear with me. I know I'm working a little slower than I normally do. I'm going to try to be on as long as I can. And I do want to do some painting too, but I really want to get these Marvel models done because now I have about 3 or 4 of them. I want to get them all primed so we can start getting them painted, and at least devote one night, 3 nights to commissions, one night to painting my own stuff, and I want to just get some stuff built. And again, I hope you guys aren't feeling like I'm being a little on the quote unquote um, pissy side with the like addition stuff, but that's how I feel about it. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you don't. But I it's just weird to me that they released an edition. Um, but again, if I get where they're coming from because that's that's what they used to do, and I guess that it makes sense because they would just print a book that was like a light book of what you had in your box, and then when they did play testing, they would 100% change the entire army. And so that would make what you got in the box invalid, kind of. But I guess, like, even if they change it later, I guess the way I would look at it is if they change the rules later, then at least you have then at least you'd have like that light rule that you could disregard once you get the proper like codex, is how I look at it. But at least you'd have it because now with the way the boxes are coming out, you have that incompatible rule, or you have. Okay, this is the first time I will say I'm not a fan of how they did the sculpt. I usually don't say that about their models, but am I putting this? Did I? Hold on. 17 and 16, right? That's the other one. 17 and 18. That's what I did. I have the wrong hand on the wrong piece. Okay. All right, I take everything I just said back. So again, in this case, it is a little tricky. You can put the wrong piece on the wrong part because it's a little bit more of a tinier nub than they normally give. So, but yeah, so like for the new box, I wish they would have done that because it was just a little confusing. I mean, I got through it and I figured out a way for us to play and just like get a sense of the rules. So I'm not mad at it, but I just feel like it could have been a better experience. Yes, but unfortunately, it. So this hand, the hands on this model, are a little bit more reminiscent of like Games Workshop models, where it's a very small nub. But what's cool about this model, and I don't know what I'm gonna land the plane on of what I want to do, but if you're not familiar with Apocalypse and the character from the comics, he's like all about like adapting. So he can adapt his like body into different weapons and things like that. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I feel like I want to do at least a hand and a weapon. So I'm gonna kind of build these out and check it out and see what I want to do. But yeah, so I'll show you guys our options. But he has like a cannon, a gun, or the saw. Are the two like attachments you can give them. And I think if you do the gun, I was just gonna say, I think the gun would go in this arm. Which I kind of like that. And then I could always do like smoke or something. We could put an additional attachment in this. Maybe do something custom with it, which would be kind of cool. And then that would put us with yeah, I kind of like the gun. Or we could do, but see, him having the like him having the buzzsaw, or we could do buzzsaw and gun, and just do no hands. What do you guys think? What do you think would look epic and cooler? It'd probably be more epic to do the buzzsaw and the hand and the gun, right? Rather than doing his normal hands. Now that I wasted time putting those together. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with buzzsaw and hand and gun. Why not get more? Yeah, I think that's better. Get the most value out of your model, right? The hand would only be cool if I like maybe put like a normal sized guy in there, like him holding somebody. That would be cool. but I don't know. I feel like they didn't do him at his like giant size, so it may not make as much sense. Because this is like kind of normal sized Apocalypse. Because like if you take him and we take somebody like Spider-Man Noir, yeah, I guess he is larger than an average person. So if I did sculpt a person, I could do that. Nah, I'm gonna do the gun. Gun and saw. You guys convinced me. Nah, I like the gun. I'm sold on the gun. Oh man. I'm sold on doing the gun and the buzzsaw. I think instead of doing the guy, what I'll do maybe custom is I'll make like I'll use green stuff to make like electric energy or something coming out of the gun, so it'll look like it's firing, which would be kind of cool, I think. Because I think that's cooler. He looks cooler with the gun and the saw. I think. Because I could do that. I could have done this and then had him holding a guy like he's gonna kill him. But I like him having like a long range weapon and a short range weapon, because then when you see his powers on his card, it kind of looks nice. But like I said, what I will do maybe is I could put some blood on this buzzsaw, so it'll look like he killed somebody with it. But for the gun, what I can do is like I said, I'll use green stuff to make it look like it's shooting energy out of it or something. I thought about if I somehow get good at. Oh well, it just takes practice. I mean, kit bashing, it's most of it is just planning. You know, that's really how you get better at it. And I would always recommend that anyone that kit bashes to you know, sketch out what you, oh, you're doing some kit bashing. Sorry. It's going to be a pain in the butt. And should have used plastic glue. Why did I use crazy glue? Yeah, like I said, the only thing I always tell people with kit bashing is, yeah, just plan it out. That's the key. You know, because when I started, when I did this, I was really intimidated by kit bashing too, and then I realized the reason that I was so intimidated was because I just didn't plan my kit bashes well enough, and so as it falls, um, so yeah, just sketch it out, draw it out, or like just have your plan. Because the Nagesh that I did, I like cut the model up and I like went a little too crazy right away, and I didn't really plan it out, and then I had to go back and sort of redo it. Kind of. Part of it is that my arm is starting to hurt a little bit, so it's hard for me to hold the model up like this. But I'm just waiting for that to set, because then once those set, I can put them on the base, which I have to say, I really love the base that they put for this. It's very cool. You know, obviously the apocalypse kind of Egyptian-y theme that he has. If you know the character, because Apocalypse has been. Oh, no, you're all good. No, you don't at all. You don't at all. But you're kind of right. I am playing hot potato because I'm kind of holding it in a way that gravity will not push those down. Because if I just do this, more than likely, if they haven't set yet, oh, they did. Um, I'm gonna have a bunch of drooping cables, and then what I always get wrong. All right, let's see. All right, so we know we have to put them on that way. All right. We got our main man's on the podium. He's big. It's going to fall off if I hold it like that. Yeah, it looks awesome. I love that their bases are all sculpted in the Marvel Crisis Protocol game. Again, just a like nice value for a model that only costs, you know, like for two models that are single characters, you're only paying like 50 bucks. And there's two models in every box usually. So much more affordable than like Games Workshop. It is a small squad based game, but as I've said many times on the channel, I really do enjoy Deadpool. The Deadpool model is really cool. I have Deadpool. I've painted him. It actually has like a big explosion on it. And actually, I'm going to be using the Deadpool. I have to find. he comes with multiple heads, and I have to find where my Deadpool bit went. Because I'm going to put him on the captain of the Space Marines for the Armageddon box. So Deadpool will... I'm going to convert him into a Deadpool. Yeah, Trench Crusade is very affordable. I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, a lot of other games are obviously a lot more affordable. Gotcha. But yeah, a lot of other games are much more affordable than Games Workshop. Not to turn it into a I hate Games Workshop fest, but which is one of the reasons I'll probably never get sponsored by them. I spend too much time talking badly about them. Um, it is what it is. But every other game is much more cost effective. Yeah, I mean, Mantic Games is still one of the better deals in town when it comes to like getting an entire army. Sorry, guys. Oh, I might have to just take a quick. Where's my drink? I brought it over. Oh, there it is. I'm just gonna give my hand a minute before I start holding more stuff. Yeah. Well, like I said, Mantic is still one of the better games too when it comes to cost. So I would also put them in the category of like a really good company. Because they too, you can get an entire like army for Kings of War, which is their fantasy setting. Even the Halo game that they made is nice and affordable. Oh no. I think one of my brushes might have just gotten bodied because I'm assuming the bristles will come back. Come on. Oh, I didn't get. Oh, Deadpool comes with he comes with the Hydra agent. Unless they discontinue that model, they may have. I don't know if they discontinued the kit with just him in it because maybe now he comes as part of a team. But he should come with a Hydra agent because he comes with Hydra Bob, which if you don't know from the Deadpool. If you don't know from the Deadpool comics, which they sort of made this joke in the first Deadpool movie, he always he actually like has he knows a Hydra agent and his name is Bob. Yeah, they make Kings of War. They don't make the Deadpool model. That's Marvel Crisis Protocol. That's Atomic Mass Games. If you're thinking that I'm saying those two things are the same thing. Sorry if that was confusing. I was saying that Mantic Games is another company that's like extremely affordable to its players. That's all I was saying with that comment. Hold on, let me see. Because I'm on their site because I was on the assembly guide. So just give me a second. It's very possible that they hold on one sec. Alright, check this link out. But it is possible it might not be available on the store anymore. Because when I go to buy it now, hold on. I'm like trying to help you out. Did that help? Because it's that they don't go right to the product. That's why it's confusing. But it's possible they might have just taken them off the website because they're starting to bundle characters together, and I'm wondering if he was like trying to see if they have anything that's like X-Force or something like that, and maybe they just bundled him within a box because there's now that they've made so much. They're starting to make team boxes, so they have like consolidated. Oh, I'm sorry, I just found something. Oh, that's freaking amazing. I didn't realize they were gonna make him as a model. Sorry guys, we got sidetracked. We're talking about Marvel Crisis Protocol, and people were looking for a model, so I was trying to help them out. But it looks like, from the looks of it, that the model, they might have discontinued the model, which is interesting. Which means I probably should have bought more of them because I didn't realize they were going to start doing that. Which always worries me when a game does that, because I hope that doesn't mean they're going to like change the game, or they're getting less support for the game, or something like that. But I don't think so, because they're coming out with new stuff. So but in this day and age, I always get nervous when I see stuff leaving or things I'm sure if you I'm sure if you look online, there's probably other game stores that are selling it online because Marvel might not move as fast for them, so you probably can still find the kit. But again, guys, how's everybody doing? How's everybody's night going? As I always say, please let us know what you're up to, what's on your table at home. I love helping and hearing about everybody's projects. We're working on the Red Terror from the new Kill Team, like Nemesis kind of box. Trying to get him all ready to go because we want to start doing some demos of this at my local store, and I do run the Warhammer events and games at my local store. So I'm just trying to get this guy painted and ready to go. I gotta also get some Termagants painted as well because technically he has some of those with him. Oh man, I'm so tired. I'm gonna push through. My arm is getting a little it's getting a little tense, which if you have been hanging out the last 2 nights and wondering why aren't we on, why haven't you gotten the notifications, that would be the reason why, because I pulled my right shoulder. I pulled it out. So it's just been really uncomfortable, and I just tried to give myself like 2 days of not doing anything, since a lot of what I do is sit and draw and paint. And if you're an artist, you might have this happen to you occasionally, but when you sit for long periods of time and you're on top, or you're keeping yourself in like one position for a long period of time, you could definitely have that happen to you where you strain or pull a joint. And that's kind of what happened to me. So I'm like, but Monday it was like super painful. So I was like, all right, I got to just, take the hit and get myself back in track. So I do apologize to all those folks that might have been looking for us but didn't see us. And we built the Apocalypse model tonight. We opened up a ton of TCG stuff. We got to take a look at the new Riftbound set. We took a look at, we opened up some Lorcana from Attack on the Vine, which is the new Lorcana set. Hopefully everybody's having a good night. And I was going to take a look at Warhammer Community just to kind of like run down the latest like previews or teasers. But I want to get myself moving because we've taken such a back seat to all of our painting that I don't want to stop. And we were talking about some of our thoughts about 11th edition also. So for anybody out there that has tried the new edition and played it, if anybody has questions, all I really contributed with my kind of first impression was that I thought it played well. I didn't think it played badly, but I I was just commenting that if you do get the Armageddon box, I do feel it's missing rules. We kind of talked about that on the first look of it, but I sort of elaborated with like my experience in playing it, how I felt, and how it was. I thought the setup of the game was a little frustrating because you didn't really have all the rules that you needed. But once it got going, I did think that the new terrain rules, I think it made I agree that it makes the game speed up a lot faster because you automatically are starting to one score, and it's a lot more dynamic because since you have multiple location areas to score from, and the areas are so much, it's a bigger area that you're securing now and potentially can score on. I feel like it makes you have to go and fight your opponent. Like, you can't, it's not like the old editions where you can just kind of sit there you got to get up there and get in their face. And I do like some of the rules that they've created so that with the terrain rules also, you have cover, and your guys are like kind of protected because it's harder to hit them if you're it's almost like they took the concealment rules from Kill Team but modified them so that there's more dynamic. There's more dynamics to them. So, because you can flat out hide, but also there are rules that if your unit hasn't moved and you're still standing in a secured area or whatever, your ability to hit is actually. I hate that now you can't. Correct. So I was gonna say that's one big rule, but the other big rule is what I was saying, which is, let's say you have a unit and it hasn't moved out of its location, it actually makes it harder for you to hit them because they're sort of secured and they're in an area, so they've kind of stood their ground. So it promotes that you're not going to be able to just shoot them off the table very quickly. It's gonna be more of a fair fight. But that being said, the I played the orcs in my test game. That freaking like mech with two legs, like AT-AT orc thing, as I'll call it. The two, not AT-AT because it's four-legged things, but the two-legged things from Star Wars. That thing was insane. I was able to use both of its weapons because it shoots from 24 inches away, and it is kind of crazy that if you shoot something that's not a monster or a vehicle, it gets additional attacks, so it literally shoots better at infantry. And then it's crazy because orcs are terrible at shooting, so it basically gets to, it's always going to be that you're rolling a 6 to hit, but because it has sustained hits, every 6 you hit becomes another hit. So with the amount of dice you're rolling against like infantry units, and the fact that it's like that is just kind of ridiculous and oppressive. In my game, I will admit I was lucky. I rolled like super well, and I just wiped an entire troop of Marines. And not only did I wipe the Marines off the board, but they had some of their characters in the unit, and I did enough wounds to kill all of them too, which was crazy. And then the fact that the orc boys can secure a location by being in it, and now with the way that the locations work, you're already like, if you spread your boys out and they're in, you know, your home location and your expansion location, depending on your deployment map, because some of the times they're like very close to each other, and your deployment zone falls in both of them. Broke. That was crazy. Yeah, this is what happens when I can't hold my arm the right way. Alright, sorry guys. It's because normally I would twist this a certain way, but because my arm is hurting me when I move, I can't get the angles I normally would go for. What's up? What's up? What's up? But yes, I do like the terrain. I do like the terrain rules. I do like I like not having objectives. Although you kind of still do have objectives, but I like the concept of the areas you're defending on the map, because I think it finally fixes the problem of if I'm a horde army and you're a shooting army, well, you could just kind of stand back and shoot me, and you can keep those far objectives, and I basically am screwed because I have to walk through your fire to get to to get to that objective that you're kind of sitting on. So I like that it makes it so horde armies kind of have a better chance. Because they can move up and infiltrate into those areas. So I very much like that. And then of course you can hide in terrain now, which is great because that can play into you getting those objective points. as always, guys, I'd love to hear from you and what you think. What do you think of the new edition? Have a lot of you gotten a chance to play and try it out, or is everybody still rocking 10th now? Because maybe you're waiting a little bit longer for them to release more, or what time is it? Okay. Like I said, it's always interesting to find out what you guys are up to. And then I think I might have talked about it on the last stream, but I'm also still like super confused. By the multiple box sets, but then I'm also slightly confused by the terrain thing that's coming out, because I feel like that was misleading as well. You know, not to, again, I don't want to make it a anti GW stream, but I again don't understand all of that. You know, I don't understand. They're now releasing literally the terrain with the footprint markers for the terrain. Which that also another like beginning, like from a beginner perspective, something I think they could have done a better job with is like explaining how to use those things, because that's not really explained. So I wish they would have given like more direct instruction on how those work, because when you look at the deployment cards and it's telling you like where to put everything, it doesn't really tell you what in those templates to use. It just like says your area, basically your home area, your home area, your expansion area are this big in size, but then they don't tell you like how to use those templates because none of them are measured. So again, that's another like beginning confusing time when you're setting that up, because you're looking at it and you're saying to yourself, well, how do I do this? And the reality of what we did was I just kind of put terrain in rudimentarily like that area, the area that it was, and defined it with like kind of a border, but it meant that we mostly had walls. We didn't really have like buildings. But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know what everybody's consensus out there is. But I don't know. I found it not as straightforward as it could be. And then the biggest thing, which I think is slightly confusing, is that since the additions are not like they're not 100% different, I felt like that kept tripping me up when I was doing it, because when I was trying to figure out what to do, I felt like my brain was like just sinking into 10th edition again. and I was getting things wrong, that were not, not true in previous editions, I guess is the way to put it. Or I don't know, like I just felt like I was confusing it a lot because, like I said, it's so it is close. There are a lot of, it's not because they didn't change everything. They changed some stuff, so there is like a good chunk of similarity between. Again, don't know if you guys agree. Don't know what your thoughts are on it, but those were kind of my takeaways with it. Everybody watching is like, we are just here for the paint, man. You keep your crazy 11th edition ideas to yourself. But regardless, I did have fun. And I concur with Flag on the. I like, as frustrating as it was to set up, I do like the new. I do like some of the new ways that you do things. I do like the way that terrain works. And like I said, the thing that I noticed in my game and what I was happy about is that we got to fighting a lot faster, I felt, because of the way that the location, the way that the terrain and stuff works now. So I think that is going to speed up games considerably. How's everybody doing? We're painting up the Red Terror right now, so what I'm currently in the middle of doing is just like getting all my reds in there, or everything that I know is going to be red. And then we're going to do work on the skin, obviously work through a couple things, but this is sort of our base tone for right now. But we're going to be working on we're going to be interjecting a little bit more red into the shell, the canopy of this guy. So we'll have that like really cool fade. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to start working the red into the top part of it. The idea is to make it have like a crossfade so that it fades from the red into, as you're going to see as this dries, it's going to dry. It's going to dry with that red, but it's not going to be bright red. It's still going to have that reddish orange, but it's going to have a little bit more character to it. Because the idea is that there we go. So see, you could already see that it has that nice gradation. Whoop. And then we're going to do that for all of the canopy stuff. So it's going to have that see that you're already starting to see this sort of shadowing effect. And it's going to give that illusion of just like plates I'm gonna come with like so I'm gonna come with darker tones in there, but you're starting to see the subtlety of how we're gonna do it, and then we're gonna put some highlights on the bottom so that it looks what do you guys think so far? I mean, we've done this on a couple of models, so you guys have kind of seen this technique before, but Jesus, I've done that 3 times now. It's because this bigger one, it's a great idea, but it doesn't stay because it's a round base. So if I put any pressure on any part of it, it like flies off the base. So I love this product from Games Workshop, but it is tricky to use it, and especially with like some of the angles that I have to get onto with this, it is a little on the tricky side. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go into the crevice areas and just make all of this make sense on how I'm doing the paneling, so that it you know, we get a gradation. We get I'm just trying to get in those crevices. I'm trying to attach this. I'm trying to make it look a little bit more natural. What do you guys think? Is it looking like we're getting a good gradation, or see, it's about to go on me again. How you guys doing? Oh man. Yeah, so this is starting to look the way I want it to. Because especially if you guys were thinking that I was not gonna like make it more primarily red, I always had intentions of making it more on the red side, but I like doing this sort of transition because then I don't know, it just to me it looks more lived in. It just makes it look more creaturey. Maybe you guys agree with that, don't agree with that, I don't know. And if you want to see us continue to go further with this, make sure you do follow the channel because we got other commissions and things we're going to be doing. What I'm doing now is I'm just going through and I'm trying to give that undertone to the plate that's tucked under so that it gives that sensation of there being a transition of tone. I'm gonna also, it also helps to make this a little bit more on the red side because it is supposed to be red. We just did the orange as that undertone so that when we did the red it would look more interesting. And then I'm going to have to do the red on top of there. So the idea is we're just creating natural plating and gradation And hopefully you can see that transition starting to happen. And like I said, hopefully you guys are digging it and liking where we're coming from with it. And again, I did, if you're familiar with the kill team that they recently released for the Tyranids, I did the same thing for them. And I've done this for a lot of my Tyranids. And you can see as the red dries, I do have to go back over it because it doesn't, it dries a lot lighter than you think it is because it's on top of that orange. So you can get a nice subtle build of colors, which is really nice. So I really like that. That's, again, one of the biggest benefits to the contrast paints. Sorry guys, I know I'm being like weird quiet. I'm being like kind of quiet and low energy. I'm not trying to be, but the issue I'm running into is I have to be really careful because I pulled a muscle in my arm. I'm just gonna go back over this a little bit, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing. You're gonna see me just keep going back over it, just keep going darkening it up, and then eventually I'll do washes and other stuff on top. But I'm just gonna keep pushing that color a little bit darker. And what should start to happen is you'll see that nice gradual build that we're doing. What is a little bit different on this model is that the armor for him is a little thinner. So on the other models that I did this on, the canopies were a little bit thicker and bigger. They weren't as sleek. So I'm probably going to have to work a lot with the highlight to make it a little bit more dynamic, but hopefully already it's starting to give you guys that sense that I'm looking for. I mean, I might even make some of this like very red because it's so small. Maybe do the transition more like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get creative with this one because it is a centerpiece, and it's gonna be. I say this is one of those types of models that hopefully should be on the table. For a minute. Hey, what's up, Third? How you doing? How goes it? How's the night going for you? Or morning, or whatever you're doing? I will look at your comment in a minute, because I'm sure you might have said something. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, Raiders? We're just painting this giant monstrosity of a Tyranid. I was gonna say, has anybody gotten the chance? I know I haven't gotten it yet, but gotten the chance to actually play the Nemesis story stuff. Oh, geez. Using this model for Kill Team. I am excited to give it a try. Hold on, hold on. Sorry, guys. I know I'm like... So I'm trying to just lightly get... I'm trying to build it up slowly. And the problem with this technique that I'm starting to realize is that it can be hard to tell if I have done it or not, but I'm getting a little bit better not figuring that out. So there we go. All right, let's see what I got here. Yeah, so I think that's what it is. I think it's just that I'm kind of dry brushing it a little bit too much. Let me just do a little bit of... Alright, perfect. Hopefully I'm keeping you guys in the action. I'm sorry if I'm not. I'm trying my best. Like I said, the issue with this technique is that I feel like sometimes I go a little too light with the paint, and that, which is good because that means I can slowly build it up, but nice. What's up, third? All right, so how's it hanging? We're going to go down this way. All right, there we go. Now it's looking good. Sorry if I'm not giving you guys the greatest angles. Like I said, the reason we weren't on for the last couple of nights is I actually pulled a muscle in my shoulder. And so it's been really hard for me to hold my hand up the way I usually would, or angles that I would usually use. So if it seems like I'm not hitting the camera angle the right way, I do apologize for tonight. Oh shoot, that's not... I messed up. Okay. What I was trying to do, which I guess I could do it to both. Was I was trying to get... So I'm trying to create like... Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. right, so all right, what do we think of that so far? I actually really like that. I think it looks pretty dope. What do you guys think? So far, what we've gotten done. Oh man, I know my energy level is like, it's like super dropping. And I'm not trying to have it do that. I'm not trying to. Oh wait. Alright, I guess I will go with the purple tongue. Because so much of this is like the bone color or... I feel like it's got like a compartment inside of it, so maybe it all being purple doesn't make as much sense. And then part of me wanted to do the inside of it purple, but... Oh, wait, is there teeth in there? Oh, there are teeth all inside of there. Okay. Damn. Alright, I'm going to have to do that. Damn, okay. I can feel my arm tightening up while I'm painting. It's not good. What apothecary white is what I need. And thank you for the 5-streak viewing there, Third. This guy. I know, I'm like super quiet. I'm like losing a little bit of steam, which I'm not trying to, but I am like super tired. And I'm also like kind of hungry, which is not good. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm getting like super hungry, but so I'm using apothecary white now. I did this on all my other Tyranids. Oh wait, no I didn't. I did not do that. This was all... Okay, well, you know what? The apothecary white's still going to look okay. That all needs to actually be... that needs to be... not apothecary white. It was supposed to be... this is all supposed to be apothecary white. That was supposed to be bone. That was my own stupidity for doing that, because I completely forgot what I did on my other Tyranids. But just to make So Apothecary White, what it does is it gets inside of all of here, and then you can start to play with other colors, and you can play with other stuff being in there. Because it gives you like a neutral, gray. So I'm just going to do everything with the Apothecary White, that skin tone for him, and then I'll sort of move through the model and do other stuff, and we'll do washes. But yeah, this was a goof. I shouldn't have done this. This is all supposed to be bone, but now I'll just do it all in the Apothecary White so that when I put the bone on, it'll be the same. It'll be the same same feel, so it might make the Skeleton Horde a little bit darker than it originally would have been, but that's fine. But it gives it a nice like brushed contrast. And then I can come in with some other colors for some of the other areas. Oh, man. I want to at least get the Apothecary White stuff done. Because I don't like leaving. And I don't want this to be applied like splotchy or... But I hope you guys are having a good night. I hope everybody's getting their projects done. Everybody's having a good, productive summer. You know, I know everybody takes on new stuff. And obviously there's a lot of new stuff on the horizon, whether you're in the Kill Team or 40K. I feel like there's just like a lot of big releases coming. Obviously they're going to gear up for the holiday season that's going to happen soon, or we'll start getting more reveals for like I guess it's too early to get reveals for like the end of year boxes, the Force boxes, which also might be a little bit weird this year because they have the new edition. So I feel like they're going to focus on pumping out more stuff to support the new edition before maybe they decide to I don't know. It's kind of a weird time because there's just so much going on, right? Because they released 11th edition. There's still like parts of that need to be coming out and giving everybody what they need. So like it's just a really weird. It's a weird time overall for like the long time no see. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I guess we could go with that. I'll go with morning sorta. Oh, that's a little bit.
How you been? What you been up to? I'm okay. You know, I'm same old, same old. Just trying to keep things moving, keep things going. You know, like everybody else out there, trying to get all my projects done and oh nice. What's the new job? If I may ask. So what I'm trying to do is trying to get basically, well, it'll be taking care of mentally and physically disturbed people. Oh, okay. A lot. That's a lot of stuff. I'm sure it's rewarding, but also challenging. Oh, that's good. Well, I think that's obviously goes without saying. I think that that's super important. Obviously, if you're gonna do a job like that, you have to really like to help people and be invested in it, right? Because um, I'm a caregiver for members of my family, and if I didn't care, it's a tough job. It's a tough, unforgiving job at times, and you have to be really. Yeah, it's tough, and even my family member, they have some mental issues as well. So I know all too well what it's like to be in that situation. Absolutely. I'm just gonna put. I'm probably gonna head off like soon. I hate to say it, unfortunately. I do apologize. I know you just got here. Um, but probably gonna head off soon. Mostly because I was saying it to everybody while we were painting. But I sorry, but I unfortunately like pulled a muscle in my shoulder. So even holding this model up the way I am now is like pretty tough and hard. So it's Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just Monday was really bad. That's why Monday and Tuesday I wasn't on streaming. Um, because it was just, it's super hurt. It was just like not good at all. But then, I took, Advil and, you know, um, put some like icy hot on it, and it's been better. But so it's definitely feeling better, but yeah, like I said, I mean, I say I pulled something in my shoulder, but it might be more that I just like sprained it because I don't feel like it doesn't feel like like I'm in desperate pain anymore, and it kind of bounced back pretty quick. But I always like trying to be cautious and just take it easy. So this is kind of like one of the first days where I did drawing and or painting, which puts a little bit more stress on my. Every 5 minutes I think I did something, and then I realized I didn't. But yeah, I should be okay. I will mend. But yeah, I'm probably gonna. Because I've been streaming for a while now, so I do apologize if I sort of run out. It's not my intention. And speaking of the family member that I take care of, I do have to be doing that tomorrow. So that comes with not that I'm lifting them or that kind of stuff necessarily, but sometimes I got to do stuff around the house and I got to help out with certain things. So it could be slightly physical. So I'm gonna try to give myself the best. What have you been doing? A lot of any model stuff or tabletop stuff, or I mean, obviously, when you're starting a new job, sometimes. All right, so we base coated that all in Apothecary White, and then I'll come through and I'll pick out some of the other stuff. But at least we got. That makes sense. I mean, if you're starting a new job, I can understand. Me and my partner, year anniversary is the third first. So, oh, nice. Good for you. Good for you. Well, congratulations, and I hope you have a happy celebration. And of course, guys, make sure if you want to see us do the rest of this wonderful model that I'm painting up tonight, make sure that you're following the channel. Sign up for those notifications so you know when we're live. We're on most nights after 10 o'clock. I'm trying to get us to that 560 goal. We are so close. We are so, so close. I know most of you that are watching now are pretty good about following the channel. I know I'm going to keep going back over this guy. Trying to get this, you know, that same thing we did on that whole kill team, because I want them all to look like they came from the same brood. Hopefully it's starting to look pretty cool. And obviously we got to go through and do all, you know, same thing we did on the top. We have to go through and do the same for all of those plates. I want to just get the rest of that painted. But we have started to shape some of the shadowing and shading on this. All right, let's get the skeleton horde in the spot that I need to, because I'm an idiot and completely forgot how I did the other Tyranids that I've painted. And I know he is supposed to be the red Terra, but that's why we're putting the red on the top of the canopy. And we're going to put it as in between the plates. Hopefully you guys dig this color scheme. Like I said, I've done this for a lot of the Tyranids that I have. So all I'm doing now is I'm just trying to base this in that skeleton horde, just so I can work that. And it's also just to break up the color of the model so that we have a little bit more going on than just one, you know. And this also it'll help to frame things like the arms, because you can see that these bone structures go underneath to provide a little bit more structure for him. So I think that's going to provide an interesting color, and then I can either keep that the gray, but I'll probably do a darker color inside, so we have like another layer of color that's just giving it a little bit more depth. like I said, hopefully you guys are digging it. What time is it for you? Because I know you said you have to start the new job. But I think we're on different time zones, if I remember correctly. Oh no, we're on the same one. Okay. Oh. Oh, so it's 11 p.m. today. Because obviously, if it wasn't, then you'd be working right now. Gotcha. Oh, got it. Got it. Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, so, oh. I think I'm going to put a marine or something on his his pincers or something. Yeah, I need the smaller brush. Sorry, guys. There's like stuff I'm starting to see that I need to take care of. I just want to see something. This was a test to see if something would happen. Wanted to see if I could cover that up, and the answer is no. If I want to change that, I'm going to have to do white and then change it. Okay, so where am I going? I'm going here. Yeah, when I first painted this, I didn't realize that there were more armor plates underneath here, so I gotta get those. But like I said, hopefully you guys are digging what we're seeing. We're going to obviously be working on this a little bit more because this is a pretty hefty big model. So I'm going to want to make sure we obviously have this painted really well. Like I said, it's going to be a centerpiece. It's going to be essentially a boss battle for Kill Team, so we want to make sure if you're not familiar with this, this is one of the Nemesis models. So they released this box set, and then there's a few other models, and the idea is that they're, you know, like I said, they're essentially boss battles. They're boss battles in Kill Team. Sorry, guys. I know I'm getting quiet. I'm not trying to. I have to keep building that area up, which is why I keep doing that. And one of the things that I never want this to look like is I don't want it to look like I always want it to look like it's naturally happening. So what you're seeing me doing is I'm trying to like build it to like a natural blended point, so that it's not like an abrupt stop. And like I said before, I'm trying to build this to be more reddish because it's supposed to be the Red Terror. So I like using the orange because it offsets the red a little bit. But I want to make sure It's got to be more like feathered in than. Because again, you should see that subtle like red to orange transition. But the problem sometimes is that when you're doing techniques like this, if the model itself kind of has a weird lighting shadow issue, then although you're trying to make that happen, the shadows might be getting in the way of what you're trying to do. But like I said, hopefully as you guys are watching this, you're digging what I'm doing and you're finding it interesting. And again, all this is just taking an orange and a red, and you do the lighter color because I'm using contrast paints, so you do the light orange before you do the darker red, and you create a two-tone. And you're going to see me doing this a lot where I'm just building up that red. Oh man. Sorry guys, I know I'm doing weird angles tonight. I'm trying to keep. I'm trying to keep like one hand. Sorry guys, I'm like concentrating a lot on this model because it's a little bit more nuanced than the other one. The other ones I've done. So I have to keep looking. Yeah, that's getting good. That's looking the way I want it. Two. That's looking the way I want it to. Alright guys, I think we're going to call it quits for right now. If you want to see us get further on the Red Terror is what I meant to say. Please consider following the channel. We did a lot of basing tonight. We started to build that two-tone color shade on it. I think it's, I don't know, you guys tell me, but I think it's looking pretty sick. Obviously I got to go through what washes and other details, and I have to sort of figure out what I want to do for certain parts of it because I'm not completely convinced on my color tone yet of what I want to do. I have like some ideas of what I want to do, but not 100% yet. I'm going to do one thing right now. I'm definitely going to put the Griffin Charger Gray, the Space Wolf Gray inside of there. Because I think that's going to... Whoa. Almost flew off the thing on me. Just want to make sure. I think that'll just look good to give it a little bit more of a darker tone in there. And then what I was thinking was we could do the lighter gray and then for inside of here, I mean, I could do purple for this, which I have done that before. Oh, that's more. Jeez, there's like so much armoring on this guy. I didn't even realize there was armor up there on the top of his neck. There is so much. Should I do that purple? I don't know now. Yeah, I feel like I want to do that purple. Let's see what it's like for purple. Margot's purple I'm going to try using on that. Yeah, because that looks right to me because it's... Because then it looks like he's like opening up his mouth and he's like detaching his jaw, which makes more sense. which I kind of like that. And then what time are we sitting at? Oh, we've been on for like 3 hours. That's cool. Okay, good. And to me, this looks pretty cool because that purple will play off the red really well. Sometimes I've done purple inside of those shoots, but I like this better. Yeah, so that looks really cool. I like that so much better. It's another color that's like nice. Okay, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it looks really, really cool. I like the purple being under there. Because then, like I said, it looks like there's tension. There's something cool happening. Partially because I'm getting tired, that's why. Alright, so we got that. We got that. Yeah, so I'm going to do underneath there as well. Alright, I think that's a good stopping point for right now. We got quite a lot of it painted. Like I said, if you want to see the rest of this, please make sure you are sub to the channel. I'm not sub to the channel, following the channel. If you want to support the channel in a monetary way, subbing the channel is a great way to do that. I always tell people they can do Amazon Prime. They don't realize they can do it for free and support a content creator. Everybody gets to do one per month. That was bad. I'm gonna have to fix that. That was super bad. fix that. Damn it. I don't know why I got really bad at these now. Yeah, it just annoys me. Alright, where are we at? Sorry, guys. Oh, I did. I know, I'm like. Alright. I don't know why this is all of a sudden. Why is this all of a sudden not? I'm really annoyed if this. Sorry, guys. I'm like trying to fix like 5 different problems at once, which is usually not a good idea to try to do that. But I was trying to fix and bring back paint. Although I'm gonna make sure this is really closed this time. 'Cause I had some white paint that like decided to semi dry up on me, so I was just trying to bring it a little bit back from the dead. You know, I'm getting silent, hold my breath kind of method of painting, which I hate when I start doing that. I don't like doing it when I'm streaming because you guys are like trying to, you want to interact and talk with us, and I'm becoming like a mommy, which is always like insane. There's always one more. My God, it's just crazy how many like little details are on this guy. But it's true when they, it obviously it always is true when they have a bigger model, they can be more detailed. So obviously. Alright, guys, on that note, I think I am going to call it. We obviously have more work cut out for us, but I do like the direction we're going in. I think it's looking very cool, very nice. I know we spent like all our night on this one model, and I had an orc out here on the table. I thought we were going to get to him. But the Red Terror is such a really cool model that I did want to get it finished. And also, like I said, because I'm eager to run this at my local store. So I'm eager to see us get this table ready, which I think is not going to be too much longer. But, I obviously want to make sure it looks and feels the way that I want. Just do one more thing, which is always the thing I love to do when a model is starting to come together and I'm seeing it. Hello, what's up? How's it going? How's your night going? How's your day going? Nice. What's the new hobby project you're working on? Obviously, we've been working. So tonight's project has been to get our Red Terror a little further along. That's been what I've been focusing on tonight. I was hoping to also focus on some work stuff, but I am eager to get this guy done so we can get the table ready. Some 3D printed bits and official GW plastic bits. Oh, nice. Very, very cool. Yeah, unfortunately, I know you just popped in with us. I am probably going to head off soon. only because I have to be up to take care of some stuff tomorrow. And the reason we weren't on the last 2 days is I actually pulled the muscle. I pulled something in my my shoulder, and it's been not a great time healing back from that, because it's just been sore, and it's been hard to do stuff. So as much as I want to stay on even more, we've been on for almost 4 hours now, because we finally started our stream a little bit on the earlier side, although I'm going to try to be going on for even longer. So yeah, so I might be heading on out, and I do apologize for those that might have just popped in and joined us. I mean, normally I try to stay on for a good chunk of time, but I do, of course, promise you all that I will make it my effort to be on the other, tomorrow and Friday. Although Friday we are going to go back to getting some game played, so we'll take a look. I have a couple of new games that I got that I'm aching to review and take a look at. So because not only do we do painting, other art related projects and reviewing of tabletop games and such, we do a lot of tabletop painting as well. I am a commissioned painter and artist, so you will start to see more of that on the channel as well. But I like to sometimes, especially on the Fridays and sometimes on Saturdays, do some casual gaming stuff. And again, if you're just tuning in, this is the Red Terror from the Nemesis Kill Team box, and we're just getting this sucker painted up. We're starting to build that two-tone color palette with the armor and canopy on them. Hopefully you guys are digging it and liking how it's looking and our choices. But like I said, because my arm is killing me and I've been holding and moving around for so long, I am going to say goodnight and call it quits for right now. Definitely tune in tomorrow with us. We'll be opening some more packs. We opened up Lorcana. We opened up some Riftbound tonight. We opened up a couple of Magic collector booster previews packs, which were fun. So if you're truly in the world of collectible card games, tabletop games, miniatures, painting, drawing, and all that creative good stuff, please make sure you're following that channel. We are 3 followers away from getting to the 560 goal. Following doesn't cost anything. You get some free emotes for doing so, and of course it allows you to know when we are on next and doing our thing. Thank you, Icon. I appreciate it. Again, huge shout out for folks such as Icon, Pixie, Appalachian, Bobby, Flag, Eddie, who I know is watching usually in the sidelines, and I appreciate the heck out of them. Thank you all for coming and being here with us as always. The channel is nothing without you guys, and my painting and having fun, won't happen if it's not for you. So thank you all again for popping in and saying hi. I'm going to go pass out, ice my arm, and be back with some more creative fun tomorrow. So thank you guys. I'll see you very, very soon. Take care, everybody. And make sure, check out our About page. We got a ton of things that we can do. And check out. Oh, was I way too close to my model the whole time? Well, I guess I wasn't. Hopefully I was okay. should have zoomed out just a tiny bit. Anyway, all right, take care, everybody. I'll see you super soon. Take care. Have a good night's rest.